So, weighing grains, modular arrowheads. My first type without covers, coming in at 36 and a half, just about, 36.6 grains. My second type coming in at 28.4 grains. Third type that I'm working on uses, instead of a PEX pipe here for the shank that you would normally tape down onto the arrow shaft, currently it's using an 1/8" acrylic, which has less rattle on the arrow shaft, and it screws in there so you can't, I'm trying to push it off, you can't push it off. So you actually have to unscrew the arrowheads and screw them on to get them to stay tight. And then you can use very minimal tape, sorry for the shakiness, you can use very minimal tape to actually hold that shank on the arrow shaft. This piece alone, by replacing the entirety of this, that was PEX pipe now with acrylic, since it's a thinner material, since it's 1/8 as opposed to 1/2, it's reducing the weight by a couple grains. And as we can see, if I put that on the scale, that alone is weighing 20 grains. So if I can make that out of PEX 1/8 inch, that would be perfect, because as you can see with a 1/2 inch pipe, there's a lot of play on the arrow shaft, and I'm trying to get rid of that play with this 1/8 inch pipe so that you don't have to use as much tape to hold it onto the arrow shaft. And then if I could just, make this out of PEX as opposed to acrylic, PEX is lighter than acrylic, that would further lighten this. So with the tape and foam that's involved to build up the rest of the arrowhead, that's going to end up weighing just about 26 grains, but I can cut this down further. I can probably cut another inch off this acrylic pipe and be fine. This is just 3 inches of pipe. This one here is using 2 inches of pipe. This one is also using 3. 3 is kind of like my baseline, so if I can cut it down into like maybe 2.5 inches, so I have something to still tape onto the shaft, and then I put it all together, I get maybe a 27 grain arrowhead, but it's going to need less tape to hold onto the shaft, making it a lighter overall arrowhead. Whew. So yeah, that's where I'm at, trying to make lightweight modular arrowheads that fit to your shaft. Just you have to push them on, screw them into the little screw port on the arrow shaft, this doodad here, and then hopefully I can make really nice modular arrowheads. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Bye.